Hello students, welcome back to the fifth video of this playlist. So in this video, we will be solving question number 5 from Pure Mathematics 2 October 2024 paper, which is the most recent paper of P2. So uh, let's see what's the question number 5 from this October 2024 P2 paper is about. Okay, here you go. So you can see the fifth question of P2 October 2024 paper on the screen. So basically the concepts behind this question, it's from binomial expansion that has been discussed in chapter number 4 of your P2 textbook. So in order to be able to solve this question, definitely you should have idea about how to expand binomial expressions. And yeah, so let's get started with the question number 5 of P2 October 2024 paper. So part A is asking here to find in terms of A the first three terms in ascending powers of x of the binomial expansion of what? 2 plus ax whole to the power 6. This is the binomial expression. This is the binomial expression, and we need to what? Expand this expression to get the expansion. Okay, the expansion. Yeah. So where a is a non-zero constant, giving each term in simplest form. Okay. So the question is asking to expand this binomial expression. So definitely you have idea about like how to expand a binomial expression, and you know the formula. If you don't know the formula, then no issues. It will be given in the formula booklet. You can have a look on the P2 part of the formula booklet. There you go, binomial series for binomial, the formula for binomial expansion, it is given. So there are two formulas given. We will use the second formula, okay, because the second formula is more like if you use a second formula, your workings will be easier to carry out. Okay, so second formula wants to have what? 1 plus x, right? The first term should be what? 1. Okay, so if the first term is 1, then like we need to represent the given expression, the binomial expression, in the form of what? 1 plus x whole to the power n, right? So to convert in this form, what we can do is that we can take 2 common from there. Okay, so the first term becomes 1 and the second term becomes what? A over 2, what? Ax over 2, right? And then second bracket whole to the power 6. Now take these two outside the bracket. So 2 to the power 6 is what? 64 times what? 1 plus ax over 2 whole to the power 6. Okay, now we need to expand the binomial expression. So second bracket, so the first term is 1. Since the first term is 1, in the first term of the binomial expansion, this is the binomial expansion. Okay, this is the binomial, this is the expansion of the binomial expression. Okay, and this is basically 1 plus ax over 2. This is the binomial expression. Okay, don't get confused here, so I'm writing x what? Expression. Okay, so in the first term, the second in the first term of binomial expansion, okay, the power of the second term of binomial expression would be what? 0, and it will gradually increase. And the first term of binomial expression is what? 1. So since it's 1, so it will be what? We don't need to consider 1 because 1 to the power anything is what? It's always 1. Okay, so in the first term of the expansion, the second term is what? Power is 0, so it will be just what? 1. Okay, then plus use the formula that I have showed just earlier. So nx, it was nx because the format given it is 1 plus x, that's why. So but we have ax over 2, so it will be 6 times what, n is 6, so n is the power, so 6 times ax over what, 2. Okay, then 6 times 5 the factorial over what, we got 2 factors, 2 multiple at the numerator, so in the denominator it will be 2 factorial times what, the power of the second term of the binomial expression will be increasing gradually as we progress. So we got the first 3 terms, then plus what, dot dot dot, and then close the bracket. Okay, now simplify the part within the bracket. So if you do simplify, what you will get, 1 plus thrice of ax plus what, 15 over 4 a squared x squared plus dot dot dot. Okay, now multiply out the bracket. So 64 plus what, 192 ax plus what, 16 times 15, so this is basically 200, 15 square is 225, so this is 240 a squared x squared plus dot dot dot. Done. We got the first 3 terms of the binomial expansion, and that's what exactly part A of question number 5 has asked for. Okay, next is part B. So at the beginning of part B they are saying f of x, a function f of x, it's given by 3 plus 1 over x whole squared times 2 plus a x whole to the power 6. Okay, so the f of x, this is a function given. So given that the constant term in the expansion of f of x is 576. Okay, the constant term of f of x is what, 576. Now part B is asking to find the value of a. Okay, so we need to find out the value for what, a. So in that case, since f of x is given, so let's expand the quadratic term here. The quadratic term is what, this part, right? So a squared plus 2ab, that is 2 times 3, so this is 6 over x plus b squared, which is 1 over x squared. Okay, now do we need to expand the whole binomial term 2 plus ax? No, it's not required, because if you consider look, if you see the denominator of the quadratic of the quadratic term, look, 1 over x squared, right? So if you expand, if you have the expansion of the binomial expression up to x squared, that's enough. So the first 3 terms, it's up to what, x squared, so that's enough. So if you consider the answer that you got in part A, the expansion of the first 3 terms of the expansion, that's enough for part B. Okay, so we will consider only the first 3 terms, that's enough to carry out the what, working. So now look, constant term, we need to compare. Okay, it's pretty much like comparing coefficients. Okay, so let's see, constant term, which, like, this is what, this quadratic term times what, this expansion, right? So which 2 terms, if we multiply, we will get what, constant. This is what, 9 times 64 at the beginning, at first 9 times 64, then 6 over x times 192 ax, x cancels out, so you will get what, 192 times 192a times 6, which is 1152a, and at last 1 over x squared, 240 a squared x squared, so x squared cancels out, so you will have only what, 240 a squared. Fine. So This constant term is equal to what? 240a squared plus 1152a plus what? 9 times 64, that would give you 576. It is equals to 576. Okay, so what we can do next, 576 cancels out from both sides, then you take a common. If you take a common, you are getting 240a plus 11 what? 52. This is equals to what? 0. So either a equals to 0, but they clearly said in the question that a is basically a non-zero what? Constant. Okay, so the only possible value for a is negative what? 1152 over what? 240. So what you will get? 1152 over 240. That would give you negative what? 24 over 5. Okay, so this is the value of a. Fine, and that's what part B of question number 5 has asked for.